الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا نحمده تعالى ونشكره ونتوب إليه ونستغفره ونثني عليه الخير كله تعظيما لشانه وتمجيدا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له إيمانا به وتوحيدا وكفرا بما سواه وتنديدا ونشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله وصفيه وحبيبه أرسله هاديا ومبشرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا فصلى الله وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه صلاة متتابعة عديدة وبركات متعاقبة مديدة وسلم تسليما مزيدا أما بعد. Dear brothers, the topic of this khutbah is threat to Masjid al-Aqsa. The threat to Masjid al-Aqsa is a constant one. Many Zionists, both Jewish and Christians, are always thinking about harming this masjid and waiting for the right opportunity to destroy it. Sometimes this threat is highlighted by statements or actions by the Zionists. This happened this week when the Hurwa synagogue was opened again, igniting widespread protests both inside and outside Palestine. This synagogue was destroyed in the 1948 war. At first sight, there seems nothing wrong in Jews rebuilding a destroyed synagogue of theirs. But the following facts show that things are not what they seem at first sight. First, the synagogue was built in the 18th century when a rabbi predicted that it will be destroyed twice and rebuilt twice. He also predicted that its second rebuilding will coincide with the start of the rebuilding of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, which means destruction of the Masjid al-Aqsa. The Hurwa synagogue was indeed destroyed twice, one in the 19th century and once during the war of 1948. So its second rebuilding and opening on March 16 means that the time for the start of the temple on the site of Masjid al-Aqsa is at hand. Many Israelis believe this, and many ceremonies and other events are taking place to launch the coming age of the rebuilding of the temple, which must coincide with the destruction of Masjid al-Aqsa. Second, the synagogue is less than 400 meters from Masjid al-Aqsa. There are Israeli digs underneath that already threaten the masjid, and synagogue next to the masjid only increases the threat. It will make illicit activities against the masjid much easier. We should keep in mind that before 1948, synagogues were often used by the Zionist underground forces for illicit activities, including holding weapons and launching attacks. Third, under international law, East Jerusalem is an illegally occupied city, and as occupied territory, any building activity for the purpose of settlement is prohibited. It is true that the Zionists have no respect for international law, but we cannot forget about this law because some nations do not respect it. Fourth, there are 1,200 mosques and nearly 200 churches that have been destroyed by the Zionist entity called Israel. They are not allowed to be rebuilt. If the Zionists want to rebuild a synagogue next to the Masjid al-Aqsa, then let them at least allow the Muslims and Christians to rebuild their mosques and churches. But such talk is meaningless for the Zionists because Zionism is not about justice and truth. It is about demolishing others' houses and usurping others' lands. It is about racism and apartheid. History shows Jews, Christians, and Muslims living peacefully together for most of the 1400 years under Islamic rule. This proves that it is possible to simply have a Jewish area, a Christian area, a Muslim area, or even mixed areas and coexist. But Zionism has a different approach, and it does not revolve on coexisting, but on ethnic cleansing and destruction of others.